Welcome friends, fellow fans of Clash of Clans, it is your host Galadon, and today's episode of Clash of Clans is an exciting one. It is 5 things you definitely didn't know about Clash of Clans. And yes, through over 9 years of content creating literally thousands and tens of thousands of hours of videos and live streams, 23 trips to Helsinki, Finland, the home of Supercell and Clash of Clans, and playing 20 Clash of Clans myself, I've picked up a few tidbits of information that I bet you have not heard of. So let's get ready for those, and of course, the earliest and most accurate update information comes if you subscribe to the channel. It just takes a moment. If you turn on notifications, maybe even leave a like or a comment for the YouTube algorithm, helps out the channel a great deal and keeps me bringing you epic Clash of Clans content. Also, of course, if you're in the shop, you're going to spend money on a Supercell game, even better, use creator code Galadon. It helps out the channel and half goes to charity. Right now, we are helping out Ukrainian refugee organizations that are trying to help those that are fleeing the war in Eastern Europe. Okay, let's get on to some interesting information, and I'm going to start out with not that obscure and then get into the truly strange and obscure. So if maybe you don't think this is that strange at first, just hold on. I promise you it's going to get really strange but true. So our first fact comes from the new hero pets and the fact that there is 1 unicorn but 2 sounds. Okay, now every other hero pet has an individual and unique sound when you click on it. The unicorn is the only one that sounds different. Listen carefully. And then? Did you get it? Did you notice if you listen carefully, the second one is ever so slightly higher, like maybe a sharp version? I'm sure some musicians out there could probably tell me, well, that's G minor, Galadon. I don't know. But that is kind of, I don't know, it's one of those weird things that most people don't even notice, because I know most players don't even play with sound effects turned on. But now that you can slide the volume up and down, why not give it a try? And you'll notice the unicorn, the only one that has 2 different sounds. What, boring you, not blowing your mind yet? Okay, let's move on. Number 2, and again, they get stranger. Number 2, the YETIS. They are they. They're them. Now, 2 interesting facts about the YETIS. First things first, this was actually a mythic leaked troop back in the day, like maybe 2016 or so. A lot of players thought there was a true leak. It was actually just fan art. And then it actually became a real troop years later, the Yeti actually in the game, which blew players' minds. But this is the fact that most people don't know, and that is the Clash of Clans team originally intended for the Yeti to be gender neutral. It was not supposed to be he or she, it was supposed to be an it, they, them, and someone at the Clash team accidentally put a he in the troop description and it got assigned a gender. But yes, it was supposed to be gender neutral, and obviously Supercell doesn't have a problem with this. We have a king that dresses up like a woman. We have a P.E.K.K.A. that is actually a female troop. A lot of people don't know that either, but let's move on. Let's get a little bit more obscure on our way to the most obscure of obscure, where I guarantee you didn't know some of these facts. So fact number 3, what if you played for 1,825 days in a row? Well, if you started from the first day of Clash and played for the first 5 years, Clash of Clans was actually sending out these beautiful golden hammers. Now they are massive. The entire box that it came in weighs about 20 pounds. There are rumored to be about 2 dozen in existence in the world. They are no longer in production. You can't get them anywhere. You might have seen them. There's a few content creators that have been given them by Supercell, but other than that, players were contacted in-game at the 5-year anniversary, notified, and then sent this gift if they replied with their address. Also, at the base of the hammer, where it says 5 years, it was also put into that player's language. So if you were in Korea, the print on the base of the hammer handle was in Korean, and so on and so forth. And now the question is, will they do this for the 10th anniversary? And the answer is probably no. But if you stop by a live stream, I will show you the 8th and 9th anniversary sets and my golden builder hammer as well. Let's move on to number 4, and we are getting even more obscure. This one actually harkens back to a recently retired Clash of Clans YouTuber by the name of Godson. Good friend of mine, and if you guys would like me to do an episode talking about where are they now, the Clash of Clans YouTubers of the past, let me know and perhaps I can cover that in a future video. But One of Godson's claims to fame back in the old days of Clash of Clans updates was his accidental leak of a future Clash of Clans troop that actually never came to be. It's true, long before the rocket balloon, the dropship, or the battle blimp was, well, it was kind of a Zeppelin design, and it's not exactly like this, but it was similar. And no, it was not the predecessor to the battle blimp. That's what you would think, right? I mean, it's a Zeppelin. Here we have basically a Zeppelin in the game. No, this was so long ago that the theory runs that the old Zeppelin was the predecessor to the Lava Hound. The Clash of Clans team was looking for an airbound troop that was going to be a huge tank, and that was the first draft. It ended up being the Lava Hound in future updates, but it was accidentally leaked out of the developer build. The videos were quickly deleted, and I scrubbed the internet but could not possibly find any remaining photos or videos of that old leak. It is long, long gone. Okay, let's move on to number 5, and this is going to be an extensive fact that covers a ton of information, and this is where I think I'm going to get you. If you think you got all of the rest of them, let's move on to the roots of Clash of Clans. And within this factoid number 5, I'm going to go from the unusual to the really, really strange. Okay, let's start out with just some of the troop designs. Did you know that the Royal Champion was originally supposed to be a Valkyrie Queen? It's true. The Clash of Clans Giant was originally supposed to be completely blue. There are also killed troop ideas for Clash of Clans that included a Goblin Cannon, a Barbarian Slingshot, and a Mobile Mortar Squad. It's true. Now, also, every single Supercell game has a code word name while it's under development. And way back in 2011, before it was called Clash of Clans, the code word name was Magic. Now, also, Clash of Clans was only decided on later as well. The other name ideas, you guys ready for this? Clash of Clans was almost called Brute Force or Tough Nuggets. Yeah, let's all be happy that they went with Clash of Clans. In the beginning, the troops in Clash of Clans were loosely based upon Lego characters, but Supercell feared that they would appear too childish and might not appeal to a more adult audience, so that's why they went with slightly more realistic looking troops. That has definitely worked out, and that is why we see such a huge demographic playing Clash of Clans. Now, this last piece of information about Clash of Clans is somewhat controversial, but I decided I wanted to cover it because it's kind of interesting, okay? And here's the deal. Before Clash of Clans, released way back in 2010, was a game called Backyard Monsters. The developer named Kixeye is from Canada. They were founded in 2007, and here's why it's strange. Backyard Monsters was a Facebook PC game, but it shared many similarities with Clash of Clans. With Backyard Monsters, the troops were the monsters, and your base was in the backyard, and you were trying to create a base that could defend from attacks from others, and it gets weirder, okay? The attacks were 3 minutes long. You could get 3 stars in those attacks, and many of the defenses are suspiciously similar, like the sniper tower with the archer tower, the hatchery for the barracks. Then the resources were goo and wood, but there was a goo factory that seems a lot like an elixir collector, and a twig snapper that seems a lot like a gold mine. Storage silos were the Clash storages, and they both had town halls. Yes, both Backyard Monsters and Clash of Clans' main building was called a town hall. There were aerial defense towers, Tesla towers. There is a campaign mode and an invasion mode. Campaign mode is like the Goblin maps. Invasion mode is like multiplayer. I will let you guys decide for yourselves, and a big shout out to a YouTuber named Phone Cats who has moved on to other games. Check him out, and you can find a video that he uploaded playing Backyard Monsters and comparing it to Clash of Clans. Oh, and before I forget, one more similarity. There is a monster in Backyard Monsters called the DAVE, the Dave. It's an acronym, much like P.E.K.K.A., that has no meaning, yet this Dave was the largest, slowest moving, and most powerful troop in all of Backyard Monsters. So go figure. I'll let you guys draw your own conclusions, but I definitely find it interesting, and I hope you guys found today's video interesting. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, come back tomorrow. You are the true hashtag GalaFam, and that is why I love thinking about and appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to other people, animals, and the planet, and I will see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
one thing, did Backyard Monsters have a gym box?